friends, Greg Newmaster coming at you again with another action figure review. Today I have Spider-Man Miles Morales Into the Spiderverse Spider-Man. Been so excited to get this figure, been waiting for it forever. I pre-ordered it online on eBay. Got it for about $90. So for some of you that may be a little expensive, but it is a collector's item and it is Miles Morales, and this figure just looks phenomenal and I'm so excited to open it. A couple words on Miles Morales. Created in 2011 by Brian Michael Bendis for the Ultimate Spider-Man comic. I actually thought Miles Morales was a brilliant creation for the fact that, you know, at the time Marvel was trying to include diversity in its comic books. They wanted to just really update their characters, have a new Spider-Man, have diversity, and do it in a way that would not make people unhappy and please people at the same time. And I thought it was brilliant because what was happening at that time was the Ultimate Universe in comic books. So we had the Ultimate X-Men, we had the Ultimate Avengers, who were just called the Ultimates, and then we had Ultimate Spider-Man, and of course Ultimate Spider-Man kicked everything off. And what they did was, in the Ultimate Universe, Peter Parker dies, and Miles Morales ends up getting bitten by a radioactive spider, and he becomes the new Spider-Man. And what was even more brilliant is that they made his uncle the Prowler, who is a classic Spider-Man villain. And this way, we had a new, diverse Spider-Man, because Miles Morales is African-American and he's Hispanic, and he's young again. And so it was just a new way to modernize, to diversify, to make Spider-Man fresh again, and to make him the same but something new for a new generation of fans, and not to piss off the old fans, because I'm not going to lie, I love Peter Parker. There is no other Spider-Man except for Peter Parker in my heart. But then when they came along with Miles Morales, and they just brilliantly had him become the successor to the Ultimate Spider-Man, that way we have Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man, who was the successor of Peter Parker in the Ultimate Universe, in that world. And then we have the original Spider-Man in his universe, which was great. And then they had the crossover in the comic books, which was fantastic. Into the Spider-Verse in the comic books, which was really interesting. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend reading it. And then they came out with a phenomenal movie, animated film, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which, in my opinion, I have to say is the best Spider-Man movie that they've ever made out of all the Spider-Mans that have come out. It's close because Spider-Man 2 is so iconic and brilliant. But I mean, everything you would want in a Spider-Man movie was in the film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We had Peter Parker, we had Miles Morales, we had Gwen Stacy as Spider-Gwen, we had Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir, and he was hilarious, and there was Spider-Ham, we had Mary Jane, Aunt May, 3 different Spider-Mans, and even the very first Spider-Man they show in the movie, he has blonde hair like Ben Reilly. The Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly Spider-Man. So there was even a nod to that, if you love Ben Reilly Spider-Man, which I loved also. So there were so many different Spider-Mans in that movie, and it was just beautifully animated. The music was awesome. The story was just phenomenal. It was great. It was funny. It was heartfelt. It was action-packed. It's everything you would want in a Spider-Man movie. And the voice acting was phenomenal, and the voice actor, I forget his name, he was in the movie Dope, which he was really good in that, but he voiced Miles Morales, and it was just fantastic. He did a fantastic job, and now we have the Mafex Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Miles Morales, which I'm so excited to get. So enough about my thoughts on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And let's get on to this figure. And I have to say that I think Mafex, hands down, makes the best action figure for comic book characters. They're by far the best action figures. Their articulation is perfect. Their sculpts are perfect. They even have soft goods, which I was so excited about this figure. I mean, anything you would want in a superhero action figure, Mafex does it right. They do it better than Bandai. They do it better than Marvel Legends. They're just awesome. So let's get into this guy. My box is a little bit beat up, so I got it for a lower price. As you can see, it's a little scuffed, but I don't really care that much about it. But there's the front, there's the side, there's the back, here's the bottom. So to make sure it's not a knockoff, Medicom always puts their official, it's like a foil sticker, so you can see it glowing and changing colors there as I tilt it into the light. There's that side, and that's the box. So let's get this guy open. There's so many accessories for this guy that I'm afraid to take it out because I don't want it to go all over the place. So I'm gonna try and carefully go through this. See, just as I took the bubble off, it knocked them all out of place. So let's just pull the initial figure out, because you know that's what I'm really interested in, and we can look at the hands and stuff. But you know, look, oh man, look at that soft goods coat. This is so exciting. They even put a zipper in there, so that's a real zipper. That looks great. The coat looks really good. This is the coat that he wears in the film. He wears like a you know, a zip-up jacket and some shorts, and I think he wears Jordans, even though I don't know if they can officially call them Jordans in the movie. I don't know what kind of deal they have with Nike, but yeah, this coat looks great. It doesn't zip up or anything like that. You can put it together and bundle them up. And his hood, oh, there's a wire in the hood. So that's kind of nice too, because you can adjust the hood if you want and just do whatever you want with that there. Though I don't know if I necessarily want the wire in the hood, but that's fine. So you could do some nice posing with that if you leave the jacket on him. And that's what he looks like from the back. Like, look at that level of detail on these soft goods. That's even that's a solid button there. There's a belt, just everything. This reminds me of the Marvel Legends San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Stan Lee Spider-Man, where he came with soft goods, and then, you know, he was hard plastic underneath. So, yeah, this is really reminiscent of that figure. I used to have it. I sold it. But I love this figure already. Oh, it's so cool. I can't wait to get the Peter B. Parker figure as well. So I'm going to take the jacket off so you guys can get a good look at what he looks like. Yeah, so he's in scale. He's in proportion with how he is in the movie. So these pegs are really tiny. Like, very tiny, because he is just a kid, so he's very small in the movie. Well, let's get a look at that face sculpt. Really good. It is kind of a darker skin tone instead of a more milk chocolatey look. So it's I'd seen some people online paint theirs because they just didn't like that skin tone, but I'm okay with it. I think it looks good. I think it looks accurate. Let's see how to get these shorts off. Okay, so the belt just kind of flaps over like so, and we have Velcro on the pants, so we can just see if I can. I'll probably have to take the feet off. Yeah, I'm nervous. I don't want to break any of the pegs. because this is just such a great figure. The only other Miles Morales figure I own so far is the Marvel Legends one, but I actually just sold that figure because I was getting this one, and it was a really, it was okay for a Marvel Legends figure, but it was a pretty crappy figure. And compared to this figure, it just doesn't even compare. So look at that, guys. Look at his uniform. So in the movie, Miles, when he finally is ready to take up the mantle of Spider-Man, he grabs one of Spider-Man's original costumes and spray paints it. And so we get the comic book look, but it's kind of sloppy, like somebody just came up with it really quick. And that's what his costume looks like. And let's just get a look at this articulation already. He's real long and lanky and just great posing. He's so tiny and skinny, though. I'm very nervous about breaking him, like snapping his arms off. But he's got the really nice butterfly joints. Just complete movement, as you would expect with Mafex, like in the neck. We got a ball joint up here. We got the joint like in the neck as well. He comes with multiple heads, so we'll go over that in a moment. What else do we got here? I mean, the double jointed knees. Leg kicks up that high. It doesn't go back very much, but he can almost do a full straddle. Can't really do a split per se. I mean, he can with one leg. We got all the double joints in the torso, right at the solar plexus, and then we have a joint right at the waist. And I mean, we can spin that all the way around if you want. Butterfly joints in the shoulders. Just complete range of motion. Everything you would want. So any dynamic pose you want with this guy, like, you got it. And he just looks great. Get a good look at that logo there. Look at that. It looks like somebody just spray painted it on, just like it was in the movie. There he is on the back. Mafex has a comic book version of Miles Morales as well, and he's looks like an adult with that figure. And I almost got it, but I just wanted this one way more because of the soft goods. Like, that's just so great. I love that. Really love that. So, okay, so he comes with two pairs of sneakers, actually. And there they are on the bottom. So we'll... there's no toe articulation, which Mafex normally does have. So here are his additional pair of sneakers and... or tennis shoes, however you say it, wherever you're from. And he's got the magnets in those, which is awesome. So here's my light. And as you can see, we got the magnet on there, so that's great. Oh, it's just like they give you so many accessories. it makes for a very long video, but I'm going to try and go as quick as I can for your sake. So I just put those on there, and let's see. Let's get the light down in here, and let's see if I can, how well he sticks to the light. And let's get him on there. Yeah, so that's just with his feet. He's hanging on my light there. So look at that. I'm moving around. Yeah, so that, you know, that took a lot of jerk to get him off there. So we got two pairs of sneakers. What else do we got? Oh, man. So here is his folded up mask. So he can hold that in his hand if he wants. We get the magnet hands. So those go on, as you can see, just like previous Mafex Spider-Man. Let's see. We got the magnet feet. Yeah, so I wish the tennis shoes could slip over the feet. I just think that would be cool, kind of like how always in the comic books they're always wearing their costume under their clothes, because back in the olden days it was always spandex. So that'd be cool if the tennis shoes could go over the the costumed feet, but that's all right. Here are the costumed feet, and you get the 2 magnet versions, and then you also get 2 unmagneted versions. So just depending on what you like and how you want to display him, you have so many options. You get so many hands. Here's like a grabby hand. Here's a web holding hand, just like the other Spider-Man comic book version. Let's get a good look at him. Let's put his Spider-Man mask on. How about that? You guys are probably like, dude, what are you doing? So pop this off. So that's kind of a pain with Mafex, like with the double jointed necks. If you want to switch out their heads completely, you have to get the bottom joint, and it's really difficult to get. I just got it, but see, I pulled his head off of this one, so I'm gonna have to put that back on later. Well, let's put his Spider-Man head on, see what he looks like as Spider-Man. And that's really tight. I'm very nervous about this right now because I don't want it to snap. Let's see if I can get it on without breaking it. Oh, man, yeah. So that's really tight. But there he is. There he is with his mask. Looks great. Even has that, just the interesting shape of his head, like how he had it in the animation in the movie. And there he is as Spidey. Just looks great, guys. Highly recommend getting this figure. Let's take a look. Here is a different mask that he comes with. So he comes with 4 different heads. So as you can see, this is like a surprise look. This is more serious. I'll probably put this head on because that looks cooler in my opinion. They even give you a half mask figure. So like the mask is half on, which is nice, but you know, I don't see the purpose of that, but he's kind of doing, he's doing a half smile here, and we have sort of just an open mouth look there. So, you know, whatever you're into, whatever you want to do. He also comes with, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different webs that you could pose them with. I'm not going to pull those out because this will just go all over the place. It comes with the standard Mafex stand, like posing stand. So pretty much whatever you want to do. But man, guys, if you like Miles Morales, if you love Spider-Man just as much as I do, I highly recommend this figure. I will stand him up with, so there he is, and this is a customized Mafex comic book version of Spider-Man. So this is my Scarlet Spider custom, but this is made from a Mafex body, so it's just comic book Spider-Man repainted with different accessories on it. But that's the size, so that's the exact size that Peter Parker Spider-Man would be from the comic books compared to Miles Morales. So look at how like small he is. And this is the most recent Marvel Legends. I would consider this this is retro Spider-Man, but this is like Spider-Man 90s animated series Spider-Man, which is a lot bigger than these guys. So you guys can get a good size comparison there too. And yeah, so highly recommend this figure. You can get them on eBay right now. There's pre-orders on BigBadToyStore.com if you want to go there. Entertainment Earth, I think, has them as well. So, I mean, just look around and you can find them. But I would get them soon before, because he's dropping right now, and I think all the retailers are going to start releasing him. So I'd get him soon so you don't have to pay a ton of money for the scalpers, because his release date is this month. And I think Peter B. Parker, from what I've read, is going to release on January 31st, I'm hoping. So, yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please like and subscribe. God bless you all. Miles Morales Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. Mafex. Love this guy. Peace.